What is going on, everybody? Darrell, the Whiskey Saint. We are back with another Whiskey Wednesday review, guys, and I am pretty excited about this one. Heard about it actually only, maybe a week ago? And my local store had to shoot us a couple messages over there to them to see if they were getting it. But what we're going to be talking about, guys, is a new bottle from Copper and Cask, which, if you know me, I kind of hyped them up when I helped with a pick last year that was absolutely stellar. We're going to go into the stats on this bottle, guys. It's going to be a fresh crack with you guys. Going to dive into it, give you some honest opinions. Hopefully it's as good as I want it to be. I haven't seen anybody actually put any videos out, nor have I seen anybody taste this one yet. So with no further ado, if you're new to our channel, hit that like and subscribe. We're about to kick it off. Cheers. Welcome back, guys. And like I said, I'm pretty excited about this. So as you know, or most of you know, I did a pick with Copper and Cask last year with the help of my local store. They actually had me help with them on this pick. And it was a 8-year MGP, mainly aged in Florida. Like they say pretty much the entirety, so it probably went from the barrel in Indiana, then just literally shipped over to Florida. And you can see the color. Like the color on this was the 8-year. And just to give you some perspective, let me just pull off, right? This is a standard 7-year that's aged in Indiana. And just look at the difference, right? And this is just an 8-year. So it is a little older, but just super, super, super dark, and now they took basically the leftover barrels from what they were doing with these single barrels last year. And they did a small batch last year as well, but it was an 8-year, similar stock to the single barrels. And now they took the rest of those, aged them for a little bit longer, and created a 9-year. So the 8-year small batch, I believe, was about 121 proof. If you know, just put it down in the comments. I think it was like 121, 122. It wasn't too high. The single barrel I did last year was 121.2. This one, they upped the proof, man. It is barrel proof, but 128.2 proof on these dang things, man. So I am really, really excited. I know how much I love the single barrel. I know how much I really like that small batch. It wasn't as good as that single barrel, so I'm hoping that extra year made this killer. So we're about to just dive in, fresh crack, and, give you some thoughts, guys. Make sure I'm opening the correct bottle. They both look the same in terms of color. Give it a little spin. God, the color on this is crazy, guys. Just look at that. It's so dark. Very, very dark. Like I got a sample of Russell's 15, which is crazy, right? And this may be darker than the Russell's 15. And if you guys seen that bottle in person, that thing is nuts. It's so dark. All right. Fresh Crack Wednesday, guys. Cheers. We're going to go in on a nose. Found my happy place real quick. Oh, man. You can definitely tell it's barrel proof. It's not super, super ethanol forward, but it's punching you with some flavors up front. So ironically, I know this one's aged in Florida, but it's not giving me that super cherry that I got off of the single barrel in the previous small batch. You got a good amount of that on the nose last year and maybe on the palate, but you're not really picking it up on the nose. It is a little fruit forward, just dark. So like dark berries. There's some honey there. Nice oak, rich oak. Yeah, it's like almost if you just stuck your head literally in a wet barrel, and just that concentrated, just wet oak, that what you can think that would smell like, that's what this is in a glass right now. Just super concentrated oak, lovely honey, dark berry, got a mixture of spice in there, but it's not, like I said, super ethanol forward, which is nice, especially at 128.2 proof. All right, enough on the nose, guys. Let's give it a taste. Whoa. Front and mid of my tongue's on fire. This thing just lit up my palate. It's my first sip of whiskey all day, but that first sip was pretty crazy. Usually the first sip's good, then that second sip kind of like really hits you with a wave of flavor. So I'm very curious on how that second sip's going to go. I'm going to taste that, then give you a little bit of notes. I don't want to just go too prematurely on that first sip, guys, but that was a flavor bomb up front. Holy crap. All right, another taste. Oh man. Yeah, Florida does something to these barrels, man. That heat, it creates a whole different profile for MGP. Like this is nuts. So oily, like you can see it just sticking to the glass, guys. Like, and this thing is just literally just dropping. The legs are crazy, super thick. Like it holds weight to it. Like you put this in your mouth and it's just like it's heavy. It's heavy. It's not as obviously it's not water, but like you'll get that thin sensation of just a regular liquid whenever you're drinking. This right here holds a lot of weight. Very, very thick, viscous. Mouth is literally from front to mid and the inside of my cheeks are just sticking with flavor. I do get a slight bitter note towards the tail end of the palate, but outside of that, the experience is very, very enjoyable. So you get a ton of that oak. Like this to me seems like it's older than 9 years. I know it's batched, but I don't know if they might have used some slightly older stuff, but I've never really seen them put out like some like 10 plus old bourbon or so. But this does come across a little older. But yeah, that dark fruits, you got some honey. Not too much of that conventional graham cracker that you usually get on MGP, but that really wasn't on that Florida profile for me last year anyway. It was more cherry, which I don't really get too much of the cherry to be honest on this. And I really, really liked what that did last year. But this is like a different monster. It's still very, very good. It's just lacking that cherry up front. Let's go in for one more sip, then we'll kind of break it down, guys. God, that thing just it packs a punch, and not in a super ethanol forward way, just a pack punch of flavor. Really intense, lights up, like I said, the front and the mid of your palate, and just sits there, still sitting there, coats the cheeks. Just really, really nice. A lot of dark berries, tons of oak. If you like an oaky bourbon, you're really gonna dig this. It hits in all the right places for me, guys. Honestly, no complaints. Maybe just that slight bitterness on the back end of the palate, but outside of that, this is some really, really good whiskey. Coming in, I think MSRP, it's only going to be $99. You know, the distillery put that out, so it's definitely a steal, I think, in terms of pricing, guys. If you see this bottle, don't hesitate to get it. We're going to end this off. Just wanted to crack that with you guys, give you my honest thoughts, you know, off a fresh crack. So thanks for sticking with me so far. Like I said, if you're new to that channel, hit that like and subscribe for us. I'm going to end this off. Cheers.
Jeff, just be friends with me. But you have these whiskey friends, and you say hello again. Oh, Jeffrey, you